Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Art Travelcast. Today we would like to talk about films and series about artists.
Okay, the first movie I would like to mention is The Danish Girl. The film is inspired by the lives of Danish artists Lili Elbe and Gerda Wegener. The film takes place in Copenhagen.
Yes, I like this movie. Despite the still controversial topic of gender reassignment, the film was shot with great class and subtlety. There is no place for ridicule or unnecessary pushiness here. Great atmosphere and beautiful stuff, I think.
I remember that scene of posing for the painting, and the beautiful close-ups of the painting were very memorable.
Mhm. Just like in a Renaissance painting or the picture of Dorian Gray. Delicate and fluid movements, peace and harmony.
Yeah, it's true. The whole story of this marriage and each of them individually is incredibly moving. Their respect for each other is admirable.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I would like to mention the Andy Warhol Diaries, showing the life and work of one of the most important artists of the 20th century. Particularly worth praising is the medical lessons in finding facts, considering a 6 episode series from childhood until the artist's death.
Yeah, one of my favorite series. Lots of details from his life, Warhol's voice generated by AI, and the fact that we get to know the artist from different perspectives. Because many guests who knew him are invited, but especially that voice. I feel like it's Andy telling us all this.
Mm-hmm. And despite so many details, I didn't feel over saturation. But what is interesting about the AI voice is that despite the creators emphasizing the generation of his voice, once you get deeper into the series, you forgot about it, and the voice sounds very natural and doesn't interfere with the reception. And I also really liked the opening credits of the series, perfectly fitting the atmosphere of the heyday of pop art. I haven't seen such an artistic opening for a long time. The use of photos and films created by Warhol in the series allowed us to feel the atmosphere of those years.
I liked that there was a lot about his working technique, the entire creativity process, and the fact that his films were mentioned, which I feel are a bit forgotten now. Another film I would like to mention is Barfly. The script for which was written by one of my favorite writers, Charles Bukowski. Great cast, and the fact that, like most of Charles' works, it is autobiographical, so a lot of happens.
Definitely. There's always a lot going on at Bukowski's A Great Story of a Man, addicted not only to alcohol but also to his own madness. A movie for lovers of artists such as Bukowski. Although I love Bukowski's own commentary on one of the scenes in the film.
Yeah, in the scene where Henry meets Wanda, we can see Bukowski drinking beer at the bar. Charles saw this scene in its entirety only after editing, and then he turned pale and held his head. When the director asked what it was about, he replied that every drunkard in the city would burst of laughing when he saw it, because no self-respecting drunkard would ever leave a half-drunk bottle when leaving a bar. Bukowski summed up this film in one sentence: "This is what happens when people who don't drink make a film about drinking."
Yes, yes, exactly. As usual, with available attention. Speaking about artists, I would like to mention the great series Halston about a well known and respected designer. Brilliantly reproduced the atmosphere of the 70s and 80s Studio 54, many famous figures of those time, such as Liza Minnelli.
Warhol's motif also appears and his portraits. Great times, great series, good script, perfectly selected music, Hollywood story, and amazing acting. I love it. I've seen it many times and I will watch it again.
Yes, I love coming back to this series. As much as I love Halston's designs that we can admire in this production. In addition, the tragedy of losing something most valuable, i.e., one's name, was well present.
Through this series, we discovered one of our favorite perfumes.
Yes.
A very inspiring story with a moral. Okay, another movie I would like to mention is The Hours. The action take place in free time periods. There are three characters who are connected by one novel. The story of Virginia Woolf, the woman who reads her novel, and the woman who is the modern day Mrs. Dalloway. A sad moving picture with brilliant music, with a Hollywood cast, beauty in every frame.
Definitely a movie worth watching. Full drama in its best form. Not exaggerated, certainly, doubt-provoking, for lovers of Virginia Woolf and good movie. Great music by Philip Glass, which contrasts with the silence and sense of emptiness of the heroines. A well-demonstrated price that can be paid for true freedom. An anxiety-provoking film. I would like describe it as a disturbing vision of emotional breakdown.
It is an art in itself. Okay, now the next film I would like to talk about is Big Eyes. The film is about the American artist Margaret Keane, an amazing story of depth of artistic identity and more, but her husband.
Yes, it's a film showing emotional violence, shown on the example of identity theft, which is unusual for this type of film. When art meets emotional violence, a very interesting form for me. A similar drama was shown in the film Amadeus, a fantasy inspired by Mozart's life.
Yeah, a bit like Halston losing his name, he sold it and it was stolen from her. The story of a huge fight with yourself and the desire to regain your creativity and consequently yourself. We leave you with these thoughts, the list of films and series we talk about is in the description. Thank you for today and see you next week.